CRV. With revamped cargo space, it's the biggest fan yet. On Sportsnet. Presented by the all-new 2017 Honda CRV. With revamped cargo space, it's the biggest fan yet.
The Blue Jays are in St. Petersburg to take on the Tampa Bay Rays, and a lot of Blue Jay fans are here at the ballpark. They came 4,220 kilometers to see the Blue Jays. Fans from all across Canada making their way here to Central Florida to watch their favorite team. The Blue Jays have not played in this ballpark since May 7th, and this will be the final series between these two ball clubs all season long. Chris Archer started last Thursday against the Blue Jays. He'll start this three-game series tonight. He had a no decision in the last outing. In fact, we have the same pitching matchup we had in that final game of the four-game series at Rogers Center. Now let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays, and there's some changes. Top of the order, Nori Aoki has hit well against Chris Archer. He's 4 for 9, so he draws the leadoff spot. Josh Donaldson against the Rays this season. .412 average, 6 home runs. 2 of those home runs came against the starter Chris Archer in his last game. And then down in the 5th spot, Kendrys Morales against Chris Archer. He too has hit well against Archer, 16 for 28. He doubled against him the last time he faced him.
Archer on the mound, like you said, this is his team leading 27th start of the season. He's only 8-7. They just can't score many runs. He's got a .384 earned run average. He's struck out 207 batters. That's the second most in the American League, behind Chris Sale. Last time out, 3 runs he gave up to the Jays in 7 innings, all 3 runs. allow can be a two home runs from Josh Donaldson, who became only the second player with a multi-home run game off of Chris Archer.
Nori Aoki leading things off for the Blue Jays. He takes one upstairs for a ball, and we are underway. Aoki, 265 for the season. 3 homers and 23 RBIs. Those are his numbers between Houston and Toronto. We mentioned he is 4 for 9 against Chris Archer. There's a deep drive to right. This one's gonna go. Get up, ball, and Aoki with a long home run. Chris Archer couldn't believe it. He put a charge in that one, and the Blue Jays are up and running here in the first.
That was a room service fastball right there from Chris Archer. He fell behind 1-0, said, here's my fastball. Let's see how far you can hit it. And Aoki slammed it deep to right field. Talked to Gibby before the ball game. I said, what's up with Aoki at the top of your line? He says, maybe he'll be a little bit of a spark for us. We're hoping to get him going. I don't want to sit him too much longer. And he's got pretty good numbers against Chris Archer, and he shows you why right there.
Aoki just 1 for 6 in the Cubs series, but boy, he put a charge in that one. His 4th homer of the season. Here is Josh Donaldson.
Is it that easy? A fastball over the heart of the plate, right down Broadway. You can see that you can't split the plate any more than that. And Aoki was waiting for it.
Donaldson hit a pair of home runs off Archer the last time these two met, last Thursday at Rogers Center. Well, Gibby looks like a genius. He just puts Aoki up there in the leadoff spot, and he delivers the first run of the game.
It looks like he's out of breath, sprinting around the bases, getting his drink of water. He hit a ball like this in Houston when we were down there playing the Astros against his former teammates. And Chris Archer, he's given up a few home runs this year, takes the glove off. That's the same reaction we saw when he gave up the home run to Donaldson in the first inning in his last start.
For Aoki, that's his 6th career leadoff home run. The last one came last May 28th versus the Twins. He was then playing for Seattle, of course. 3-1 to Donaldson. Breaking ball. Now it's a full count.
That was the count that Josh hit the home run in the first inning off of Archer. 3-1 hanging breaking ball, and he hit a line drive out of the ballpark. Give the Blue Jays a quick lead.
He went around. Donaldson strikes out. That's the first out for Archer. Defensively, Dickerson continues to play in left field. Kiermaier is back. Steven Souza Jr. with 4 outfield assists in right. Echeverria and Miller up the middle, and Wilson Ramos catching tonight for Tampa Bay.
And the Rays are happy to have their Gold Glove center fielder back. Kiermaier missed a lot of time with a fractured hip. 2 months on the disabled list. Since he's been back, he's 5 for 12 offensively and playing the great defense like he does in center field.
Justin Smoke batting in the 3rd spot as Bautista's hitting cleanup tonight. And John Gibbons just trying to shake up the offense a bit, mixing and matching in this lineup. Smoke went around on that hard breaking ball. That slider gave the Blue Jays trouble last time they saw him.
They didn't have a real, they couldn't pick it up. They didn't have a real good game against Archer. He struck out 10 batters in his 7 innings against the Blue Jays in his last start. That's 8 times this year he's had at least 10 strikeouts in a game.
And high slider is pulled foul. Smoke in the series in Chicago, 3 for 13. He had a pair of doubles. And he struck out 4 times over those 3 ball games. Upstairs with the fastball.
Got to get to Chris Archer early like the Jays did in that last start. Gave up the home run to Donaldson, gave up a couple of home runs, but then I'll tell you, as the game went along, he started getting stronger and stronger. Retired the last 7 batters he faced.
There's a slider, bounce to first. No problem for Logan Morrison. Smoke's retired 2 away. Jose Bautista hitting in the cleanup spot. Bautista 2 for 13 against the Cubs. He had an RBI in that series. Jose has always hit well in this ballpark. He's got some big career numbers here at Tropicana Field. This is the first pitch strike.
But he has had his problems against Chris Archer. Archer has struck him out 13 times in his career.
Bautista has hit 180 against Archer. 9 for 50, but he's got 3 home runs. Jose has hit 10 home runs and driven in 30 for his career here in this ballpark. Down and away for a strike. 1-2 to Bautista with 2 outs.
He's also hit 30 home runs versus the Rays since 2010. That's the most of any player. Here are the numbers that he has had here at Tropicana Field.
Fouls it off.
30 home runs against the Rays. Chris Davis of Baltimore has hit 27. Edwin has hit 24. And Adam Jones has hit 20. Those are the top 4 home run hitters since 2010 against the Rays.
Bautista swings and misses. Another tough slider down and away. A couple of strikeouts for Archer. But the damage was done to Nori Aoki. Leading off for the Blue Jays tonight, connects for his 4th home run of the season. And Blue Jays have an early 1-0 lead. Make his 3rd big league start tonight against Tampa Bay. 2nd straight start. He will face the Rays. He been inconsistent in his last start. Tonight, this Rays lineup has a little better idea. Kiermaier was not in the lineup the last time these 2 teams played. He missed 61 games with that hip injury. He's got a 4-game hit streak since coming back, 6 for 16. Steven Souza Jr. Blue Jays just haven't been able to get him out. He has reached base in 25 straight games against the Blue Jays, and he has really been a thorn in their side.
Yeah, the middle of the lineup has been really tough against the Blue Jays this season. You mentioned Chris Rowley, his 3rd major league start, just 5 innings in that last start. Had to pitch around 9 base runners the Rays put on. Threw 90 pitches in that game in just 5 innings. Averaged 18 pitches per inning. Just wasn't able to locate his fastball. Just couldn't get it where he needed to. Felt like he had to make some fundamental changes, and he did. Let's see tonight if he's able to get that fastball.
Ball on the strike to Kiermaier. Kiermaier has never been one to hit top of the order a lot, but because the Rays are struggling to score runs, much like the Blue Jays, they put him right there in the #1 spot.
I tell you, he is a perfect ideal type of leadoff hitter. If his on-base percentage, OBP, was up just a little bit higher. He's fast, he's aggressive, plays the game the right way. He's hitting .357 as a leadoff batter. In fact, he hit his first leadoff home run on Sunday. That was against Seattle to dead center field.
2-2 pitch outside. It's a full count to Kiermaier.
That is the pitch that he had trouble with right there, that he just felt like his lower half was going a little bit too quickly and his arm couldn't catch up, couldn't locate his fastball.
It's that ball inside and hits a nice one hopper to Justin Smoke at first. Blue Jays, as we mentioned, they mix things up a little bit, but you're going to see some big changes on the left side of the infield. Bautista and Donaldson playing on the left side. Goins at second and Smoke at first.
Justin Smoke's been unbelievable this year. He's only had one error. He's got a .999 fielding percentage. That's highest in the American League for first baseman with at least 100 games played. He's also one of 3 American League first basemen with just an error. One error. Joe Mauer, Miguel Cabrera, the only other first basemen who have only committed 1 error this season.
This is Lucas Duda. He's the DH tonight. Duda was acquired in a July trade with the New York Mets. 22 home runs for the season, but just 46 RBIs.
Does he fit in with this team, or does he fit in with this team?
Same profile.
Same thing. Get on top of the plate, swing hard just in case you hit it. See how many home runs you can hit. 22 home runs and just 40 RBIs.
Duda was 4 for 14 in the 4 games at Rogerson early. It's a high fly ball to right. Aoki's going to watch this one go way up into those seats. His 23rd home run of the season, and it's a 1-1 game. That was a long, high home run.
You know, when it left the bat, I thought it was just going to be a deep fly ball to right field, but that's the kind of pop that this guy has. That ball just kept carrying and carrying. In fact, I think it went over the seats in right field. Might have hit against that scoreboard. He profiles like a Tampa Bay Ray hitter. Got that aggressive swing at the plate and gets all of it. This thing just kept carrying. High, deep, and gone. Look at the fans getting after that. It did hit off the scoreboard.
Longoria bounces to Bautista, throws him out. 2 outs. For Duda, his 131st home run of his career, and this must be one of the longer ones that he's hit.
He can sit there and admire it. It's a breaking ball that hangs out over the plate about belt high over the middle. Duda got all of that one. It's a good pickup.
Now the Rays have been struggling to score runs. They had a little better showing over the weekend. They won 3-0 on Sunday to snap their losing streak. They scored 9 runs on 5 home runs over the last 2 games. They, like the Blue Jays, score a lot of their runs on home runs.
Yeah, they're just like the Blue Jays. They get about half of their runs via the home run. Tough to manufacture any runs. So when they're hitting home runs, all is well.
This one's off the end of the bat. Long run for Pierce. He dives and makes the catch. What a job by Steve Pierce. He was deep in left field to respect the power of Logan Morrison. He had a long run, stayed with it, and left his feet to end the inning. Steve Pierce playing in the outfield ends the inning with a nice diving catch. Archer may have seen him a lot. Chris Archer, is his last 8 starts versus the Blue Jays here at Tropicana Field. The numbers have been very impressive.
Well, he's always going to have big strikeout numbers. A couple of those games, he had an 11 strikeout game against the Blue Jays back on May the 5th. He had a 12 strikeout game among those last 8 here. But tough. Runs are going to be tough to come by. Just a 229 earned run average over that time. He's only 2-1 against the Blue Jays over those last 8, with 4 straight no decisions here.
Henrys Morales takes a first pitch strike. Morales, a little bit of a tough stretch lately, but hopefully seeing Chris Archer again will bring out the best in Morales. There's a drive to left field. Corey Dickerson is there. Morales hit it hard, but right at the left fielder. Chris Archer, one of the toughest, more durable pitchers in the majors. 148 starts. That leads the majors since 2013.
Basically a 2-pitch pitcher. Fastball, he's going to throw 48% of the time, and that wicked and tough slider, probably one of the best sliders in all of baseball, he throws that 44% of the time. He will mix up that changeup every now and then, but basically everything is the same speed. He's going to come right after you. Fastball, slider. So pick one out and sit on it.
Steve Pearce had a nice series in Chicago. He had a double, finished up 4 for 9 in the series with an RBI. He also walked in that 3-game series. There's that tough slider. What makes it so tough to pick it up?
Well, he spins it so hard. You have to be, first of all, ready to hit the fastball, because he throws mid-90s with that fastball, but he's got such great spin on it. Blue Jay hitters were talking about they couldn't pick up the spin last time that the Blue Jays faced him.
This ball is hit in the air to center field. Kiermaier ranges over there easily, makes the catch on the warning track. 2 outs.
You know, he gets so much depth on that slider and so much movement. It looks like a fastball coming out of his hand, but then watch the late movement he gets from it, and you get a lot of funky swings, a lot of check swings against it, and a lot of them coming up empty. Lefties, he's going to use that slider down and in with 2 strikes, so you can almost go up there looking for it. If you're a left-handed batter and you got 2 strikes, he's going to come with it down and in.
Miguel Montero, he had a nice visit back to Chicago. Played with the Cubs, of course. Blue Jays picked him up from the Cubs. Montero had a home run and a double in the series. He was 4 for 10 against Chicago. Late on that fastball, then fouls it into the upper deck.
He was also a milestone the last time that these two hooked up back at Rogers Center.
He struck out in the 4th inning against Chris Archer, and that was Archer's 1,000th career strikeout. That was last Thursday.
1,000 strikeouts for Chris Archer.
James Shields and David Price, the only other Rays pitchers to record 1,000 strikeouts while pitching for the club.
He had double-digit strikeouts in that game. That's the 8th time this season he did that. Oh, there's the 2-strike slider down and into a lefty.
That's the book on Chris Archer so far. 3 strikeouts in 2 innings for Archer. It's a 1-1 game.
game-day routine. While most pitchers prefer to keep to themselves, Rowley maintains the exact same routine every single day, regardless of whether he's pitching or not. He stretches with the other pitchers, he shags fly balls in the outfield during BP, and engages in regular conversation like any other day. The only difference is he doesn't throw when he starts. Bullpen coach Dane Johnson told me Rowley wants to be included in team pregame workouts. He wants to stay active and engaged on game days. It is a bit quirky, he admitted, but it works for him. He's loose, he's relaxed, and in a positive frame of mind. Now, this routine has thrown manager John Gibbons a little bit off. When I pointed out to him, Buck, that Rowley was in the outfield shagging during batting practice, Gibbons jokingly asked, quote, "Does he know he's pitching tonight?"
Well, let me tell you something, Hazel. Chris Rowley is part of the biggest team in the country, U.S. Army. He always wants to be involved, and he doesn't want to be by himself, and that's his background. So here is Rowley against Steven Souza Jr. And there's a first pitch strike. Mentioned Souza has reached base 25 straight games against the Blue Jays. He can walk, he gets a lot of hits against him, and he's just had a great run against the Blue Jays.
He's had some power numbers against the Blue Jays also. Really coming into his own this season as a big leaguer. It's up to 26 home runs, 73 driven in. Most on the team.
That's a pretty good slider just off the plate outside. 1-1 ball game. Both teams have a solo home run so far. Good changeup. Down and away, 82 miles an hour.
He had a very good changeup in his last start. He had trouble spotting his fastball where he needed to. At times he threw good sliders, but his changeup was outstanding.
Bautista gets another chance at third, and he throws quickly to throw at Souza. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Gary Sanchez has racked up a lot of second half home runs. The only guy that has more second half home runs the last 2 seasons is Brian Dozier of the Twins.
Dozier at 27 of them all by himself last year.
There's going to be some great games down the stretch in this American League wild card race. I don't think we have come to anywhere near to settling the situation. The Yankees have that game lead over Minnesota, a couple of games. This one's going to high and deep to right. Corey Dickerson has connected behind the seats in right field for Dickerson. That's his 23rd home run of the season. The Rays got to look at Chris Rowley last Thursday, and they have connected for a couple of long home runs here.
Got off to an outstanding start this season. Has cooled off just a little bit, but he was saying yesterday that, you know, I'm just going to go up there and keep swinging, just keep hacking. I know the hits are going to start to fall for me again. It's been a little bit of a rough stretch since the All-Star game. Gets this 2-seamer out over the plate, a lot like the Duda pitch. Belt tie over the middle of the plate to major league hitters, especially these hitters in Tampa with all the home runs they can hit. They can lose them in a hurry.
There's another base hit off the bat of Wilson Ramos, the catcher.
This Dickerson came into this game with 22 home runs. This is number 23. Got all of that. There's 12 for 72 in the month of August. That's a 167 batting average, so he's been slumping just a little bit. Good way to start his night.
Yeah, he had a real rough stretch here in this ballpark lately. This is Brad Miller. Three home runs hit already in this ball game, and these two teams, once they get zeroed in, they can hit some homers.
Blue Jays lead in terms of highest percentage of runs scored from home run this season. 50.5%. Sixth on that list, the Tampa Bay Rays at 47%. 255 of their runs have come via the home run.
Now the changeup downstairs. It's 2 balls and a strike to Brad Miller. Ramos at first with a single, 1 out. Three and 1 now.
His changeup was really good in situations like this in that last start against Tampa Bay, especially to the lefties.
Up and away. That's the first walk of the ball game issued by Rowley. Moxie number 8 here, and that brings Adeiny Echeverria to the plate. Pete Walker's going to make a visit to the mound. Pitching coach out of the dugout quickly. Got to identify how to make adjustments very quickly when you're facing a major league lineup.
Yeah, especially for the second time. They saw you back at Rogers Center. Granted, it was only 5 innings against Tampa Bay, but he went through them. Took him 90 pitches. This is what Chris Rowley will use. Fastball, slider, changeup. And he's got the ability to throw them at any time in the count. When he's behind, I think he has the ability, Buck, to pitch backwards. Fastball counts, he can use his off-speed pitches and vice versa. Breaking ball counts, he can get that fastball in on some of these right-handers. He's got to get the ball down. He's a sinker ball pitcher. He's a ground ball type of pitcher. He's got to get it down.
There's a first pitch fastball for a strike to Echeverria. Adeiny battled oblique injuries while he was with Miami. He was on the disabled list twice early in the season. That's why he didn't have big at-bats for the season. He's actually had more at-bats here with Tampa Bay than he had with Miami because of that oblique injury suffered early on in April.
Got off to a little bit of a slow start for the Rays, so he said, you know, I got to go back to the drawing board, and raised his hands just a little bit. And he says, I feel a little bit more comfortable.
This is popped up and playable on the infield. Donaldson, the shortstop, calling for it, makes the catch. 2 away. Well, Kevin Kiermaier will get his second at bat. Mentioned Kiermaier hasn't laid off a lot this season as the leadoff man. This is just his 6th game. For his career, he's only had 61 games in the leadoff spot prior to this one. A .258 average. But you're right, he has all the skills you want in a leadoff guy. He hits left-handed, he runs well, he gets on base, and he's got hit for a higher average and more consistently reach base.
And he is aggressive, one of the most aggressive players in all of baseball.
This is going to be trouble. Rowley's going to let it go.
Pick it up.
It's a foul ball.
He jumped over that ball. Once it went foul, he jumped over the ball instead of just kicking it foul and touching it. You don't want that ball rolling back fair. That would have been an infield hit for Kiermaier. Ball nubbed up the first base line, and as soon as it goes foul, just punch at it, kick it, whatever, touch it, do anything, and the umpires will call it foul.
Ball and a strike to Kiermaier. Ramos at second, single. Miller walked. He's at first. A run in here on the Dickerson home run. Two and one now. Coming into this game, we'd mentioned that the Rays had scored 9 runs in the last 2 games and hit 5 home runs. So far, both runs have been home runs.
They, like the Jays, struggling to hit with runners in scoring position this year. Kiermaier the same way. He's hitting 191 with runners in scoring position. Got to retire him right here. Something down and away. Keep it down.
Went upstairs and got the foul ball. The start of play tonight, the Rays are 4 out in that second wild card spot. Tampa Bay ahead of the Blue Jays. Jays are 5 back. There's another deep drive to right. Aoki on the run. He's not going to get there. It's off the wall. Ramos is in to score. Here comes Miller right behind him. The throw to third. Not in time. Kiermaier with a 2-run, 2-out triple. His 3rd triple of the season. And are they happy to have him back?
There goes his average up with runners in scoring position, just 191 this year. He's also made a career against Blue Jays. Coming into this game, he's had 22 RBIs versus the Jays, most versus any team in his career. Here's 2 more of them as he hits that ball off the top of the wall in right field. And with his great speed, there's not going to be a play at third base. I was watching him come out of the box, and he knew he had 2, possibly 3. And watch him kick on the afterburners as he rounds first base. Look at that. Even in the replay, that looks fast.
5-game hit streak now for Kiermaier, 7 for 17 on his return off the DL. Lucas Duda homered his first time up, a long home run to right. 4-1 Rays. It's this one long but foul.
Ball's just up. These home run hitters and these good big league hitters are going to hit that ball. You got to get it down. Duda's hit 17 of his 23 home runs to right field. So there's no secret where you need to pitch him.
Looked like a pretty good pitch down on the corner. That was the changeup. 2-1 now. Blue Jays tried to pitch Duda down and in Toronto and had some success. Missed with that pitch again. That's the changeup. He pulled off the plate inside. It's 3-1.
That was a changeup right there again in a fastball count. I think you just have to keep the ball away from him. He's looking to pull the ball. He's looking to hit it to right field. You can pitch him down and away or up and away. Anything middle in, he's ready to attack.
There's a strike. Duda was 3 strides up the first baseline. He thought it was inside. It's now a full count.
Sinker is going to come back. Swing back fastball on the inside corner.
There's ball 4. Duda walks. He's reached base twice. Second walk of the inning. And with that, the Blue Jays have their bullpen up and working. That's TJ House. He has not pitched with the Blue Jays this season. He spent parts of 3 seasons in Cleveland. He was just recalled from AAA Buffalo. So he's starting to loosen up. House has been a starter in the past, and he has been starting in AAA Buffalo. So here is Evan Longoria. Longoria grounded out to third. His only timer.
Trying to run that fastball up and in. It looks like to Longoria. That should open up the outside part of the plate if they choose to go out there.
There's a strike. 1-2 now to Longoria. Three runs in this inning. Kiermaier takes his lead from third. Dudas at first. That's going to be well foul. Another pitcher was up in the strike zone.
Another changeup. That one was up. And Longoria was out front. He was a ground ball pitcher, so he's got to keep that ball down.
Ground ball, fair ball. Bautista throws on the run, scooped over at first by Smoke. That saves another run for the Blue Jays. But Tampa Bay takes a 4-1 lead. Kevin Kiermaier missed 61 games with a hip fracture. Speed's always a big part of his game. No problem here. This is the third triple of the season for Kiermaier.
Log into My Blue Jays and enter the code MBJ4572 to earn My Blue Jays points just for watching tonight's broadcast. The entry box can be found on your My Blue Jays homepage. Don't forget, your code must be entered by 4 a.m. Buck.
Thank you very much, Hazel. As you see, a lot of Blue Jay fans here in attendance, and they're sporting those red jerseys. As the Blue Jays fans, they travel no matter where the Jays play. You always see a lot of Blue Jay fans on hand. Of course, this area, Dunedin, about 25 miles north of St. Pete, where the Blue Jays train in spring training. Well, Kevin Pillar. Kevin had a nice first visit to Wrigley Field. First time he had a chance to play at Wrigley Field, and he had a nice series. Pillar for the series, 6 for 13 with a pair of doubles and 3 ribbies.
I went up to him today to congratulate him on a great series and a great catch, and he said, I really enjoyed that catch against Chris Bryant. I got to get a picture of that, and I want to hang that in my office someday, because playing at Wrigley Field meant a lot to him, and you could tell he had a great series, and it just being in that atmosphere and then doing something offensively, and then the great catch that we saw in center field, it meant a lot to him.
Here's the great catch, taking extra bases away from Chris Bryant. And then he slammed hard into that brick wall, and looks nice and comfortable with the ivy on it. But it's a brick wall.
Face full of ivy.
Echeverria. Bang, bang at first. Well, he didn't get much on that throw, because I think he just grabbed it and with his full hand shot put it over to first.
Watch how he gets his feet, his hands set before he even catches the baseball. That's the most important thing. Look at the feet together, the hands, and the transfer. It was like he threw a changeup over there because he didn't get a good grip on it, but he had to be hurt. He had to hurry. He knew he had to get it over there quickly. Tell you what, that is the biggest improvement for the Tampa Bay Rays this season. Shortstop.
Now Pilar came back and got into it. I don't know if he's been thrown out. John Gibbons came out of the dugout.
Thrown out? Why was he thrown out of the game?
I didn't see. We were watching the replay of the Echeverria play, and I don't know what Pilar said or what the reaction was. Chad Fairchild, the home plate umpire, must have thrown him out as Pilar came back, but I can't recall anything controversial in the at bat. Here's Pilar running back from first base after he was thrown out, and he was thrown out, and you saw the umpire heard something Pilar said, and then John Gibbons comes out, but it's too late as Pilar's been thrown out of this game.
I'm with you. I didn't see a pitch that he was. It's obviously he was questioning one of those pitches from Chris Archer. I don't recall any pitch that was borderline that went against him.
No, I don't recall anything like that either. And of course, we switched gears as we were focused on Echeverria's play at shortstop. So that will get Carrera into the game. Archer bounces that ball to Cohens. It's a ball and a strike to Ryan, who's playing second base. Ryan making his 30th start at second this season.
Can I make an observation?
Okay, go ahead.
We'll wait for this pitch right here from Goins. I think the players, if you've been paying attention, the umpires are kind of on edge right now because of everything that's happened over the last week or so. We saw with the white wristbands in Chicago
Saturday,
and the Ian Kinsler thing and everything like that. I think the players should be aware that the umpire's on edge. You know what? Don't say anything to them. There's no need to say anything to them, because I think you're going to get thrown out of the game. That was a quick trigger.
Yeah, and you know what? He didn't even turn around. There was no argument whatsoever. Whatever Pilar said, Fairchild just turned around and reacted to it and ejected him. It wasn't as if he said, "Hey, what'd you say?" or I don't know.
Yeah,
we have no idea
he
what he
obviously
said.
heard what he said and didn't like it.
That's a base hit. Sharply hit into center. Kiermaier gets over to cut it off. Goins will stop at first. But Pilar grounded out shortstop, and then this is after he was ejected. And then Pilar comes back to get his money's worth for whatever that might mean. But now as Fairchild is explaining his position to Pilar, but by the time John Gibbons had made it out there, he was already thrown out, and there was no chance of saving Pilar. He was out.
It was already over with. But like I said, my stance is, if you've been paying attention over the weekend, it just seems like everybody's on edge with the players and the umpires and stuff like that. Don't even start anything.
This is Nori Aoki, who homered in the first inning, a leadoff home run. The Blue Jays now have hit 3 leadoff home runs this season. Jose Bautista on June 28th against the Orioles hit one. Ezequiel Carrera on July 30th against the Angels hit a leadoff home run, and now tonight Aoki. Bouncing ball. Morrison to second for one. Return throw, not in time at first. Morrison's a very good first baseman. Because he's a big guy, we don't really think of him as being agile, but he moves around. He's got a very strong arm and a very accurate arm. He made a nice play on that.
Just 3 errors this season for Morrison. You know, he'll be getting some votes for a Gold Glove in the American League. But really, that ball, that is a hard. The 3-6-3 double player, the 3-6-1, where the first baseman to the shortstop, then back to the pitcher. If you got anybody who can run just a little bit, Naoki can run a little bit, too tough to turn.
Here's Josh Donaldson. Josh struck out on a slider back in the first inning. There's another good slider for a strike. Donaldson checking with the umpire as if it was a swing or a called strike. Donaldson had never homered against Archer until that that game last Thursday when he hit 2. Archer's been tough on him. Just 6 for 33 now for Donaldson against Archer.
Mentioned he just became the second player to have a multi-home run game against Chris Archer in Chris's young career. The other, his teammate Brad Miller, did it when he was with Seattle.
2 strikes. Generally, this is a slider count for Archer. And there's the slider. In a situation like this, might you start the runner feeling fairly confident that Archer's going to throw a slider, looking for the strikeout? It might be in the dirt. You got 2 outs anyway and 2 strikes on Donaldson.
That would have been the time right there. It was in the dirt. There's no way that Ramos was going to throw out Aoki. Doesn't hurt to start the runner.
Not running here. Another ball down in the dirt. Another pitch that would have been tough for the catcher to throw. And I know you say, well, Donaldson's a home run threat. But at the same time, he can hit a home run while the guy's running.
Yeah, I like his chances of knocking him from second base also.
Josh had a heck of a series against Tampa Bay in those 4 games. He was 8 for 13 with 4 homers and 7 ribbies in those 4 games at Rogers Center. Donaldson strikes out for a second time. The Blue Jays get a base hit. They leave a man and they lose their center fielder. Kevin Pillar has been ejected by Chad Fairchild. Kevin Pillar led off the top of the 3rd. This is the first pitch of the at-bat to Pillar. Archer throws one down and away. Chad Fairchild, the umpire, calls it a strike, and Kevin looks back at the umpire and looks like he's questioning that pitch. Shakes his head and then gets back in the box. And then after the at-bat, Pillar walks by home plate, had something to say, and Fairchild throws him out. Whatever it was, it didn't take much for Fairchild to throw him out. Pillar would come back and plead his case, but it was after the fact. With that, Carrera is into the ballgame playing center field. So Pillar's been ejected here in the top of the 3rd inning by home plate umpire Chad Fairchild. Popped up. Montero, the catcher, stays with it and makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Morrison pops out to the catcher. Pat, you made a great statement, and I back you 100%. And you're right. There's been so much talk about it. We were there. Joe West is the president of the World Umpire Association, and he wore the white wristbands on Saturday along with all the other umpires. And they were protesting the treatment of the umpires by the players, the coaches, the managers, and obviously the Ian Kinsler situation with Angel Hernandez was the root of the whole problem. But West had been suspended for comments to Adrian Beltre, and they made their protest, and Souza hits his first ball to Bautista, 2 outs. But the commissioner, who in fact will be here tomorrow, the commissioner says, okay, I will meet with the World Umpiring Association. We'll talk about this situation and see if we can rectify it. But I'm agreeing with you. If the players read the newspapers, pay attention to anything, the umpires are a little bit edgy right now. And you can't really blame them. Because, I mean, if they would have said something like that, and if an umpire would have said something like that about a ball player, ball players would have felt the same way.
That's right.
So I think we have to let the commissioner and the umpires working out. The ball players should just go about their business and play the game, and, you know, let it settle and let the dust settle a little bit.
You know, I'm all for arguing your case when you have a case, but I think what the umpires are saying, it seems like the balls and strikes, everybody's griping about the balls and strikes, the players, the pitchers, the batters, everybody. There's a lot going on, and the umpires are saying, hey, enough is enough. Okay, let's go to the right authorities and let's hash this out and talk this out. So human nature says, just on edge right now, so don't start anything. There's no need to say anything to them unless you have a legitimate gripe and a legitimate beef.
Ball on a strike. Corey Dickerson fouls it back. It's 1-2. Jim Reynolds is the crew chief of this umpire. He's umpiring second base, talking with Ryan Goins now. And, you know, there are a lot of great umpires, and it's a hard job, and it takes them a long time to get to the big leagues. But if I were the commissioner and I wanted to address this, first thing I would do, get rid of pitch strikes. I'd get rid of it. Ball players lean on it too much in the middle of a game. They'll go back in, look at the video, and say, oh, that was a ball, that was a strike, and, you know, it's just too much.
And they come up their next at bat.
Oh, yeah.
And tell the umpires, hey, I went up there and looked at. If that happened, and that happened, I did that one time. One of the umpires called a ball that I thought was outside, and I went up and looked at it. My next time up, I came up and I said, hey, that ball was on the plate. Boy, I got an earful. I got an earful. And then I thought about it the next day. I go, well, that wasn't very smart to go and do that and say that.
No. And you know what? To come up and tell an umpire he's wrong, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, there are blatant calls that are blown. There's no question about it. This is my, 51st year in the game, and I've seen plenty of them.
Sure.
But there's a way to address it. And I think by going public, and you're just creating more problems that are necessary. There's a good changeup, and Dickerson strikes out. First time tonight. Chris Raleigh retires the side in order. We'll go to the 4th. Tampa Bay has a 4-1 lead.
That mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with Game Day. Live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball.
Thank you very much, Jesus. And a lot of Blue Jay fans keeping track of all the happenings around the American League, keeping track on this wild card race. Oakland has a 3-0 lead over Baltimore in Baltimore, top of the fourth inning. The Yankees are up 6-0 over the Tigers in Detroit. Tampa Bay has a 4-1 lead as the Blue Jays are set to bat here in the fourth. Justin Smoak will lead things off. It's that hard slider he takes for ball one.
Archer got better as the game went on last time they faced him. He retired the last 7 batters, 14 out of the last 15. His slider tonight seems a little bit better than what we saw back at Rogers Center.
It seems like it's breaking a lot later, and that's always effective against hitters because you don't see it break early and you don't know whether it's a fastball or a slider.
Threw a few more fastballs at least early in that game than we can recall. Really tried to establish that early in that contest and then started racking up the strikeouts with that slider. 10 of them. And he didn't walk anybody.
2 balls and a strike to Justin Smoak. Now they're doing a little bit of a dance. Archer got set and then he wasn't. Smoak was set and then he wasn't. Now they're regrouping a bit. That's fouled into the second deck. Boy, the Dodgers just keep rolling. They had a walk-off win last night. Not a walk-off. They had an extra inning win last night in Pittsburgh. They lead 4-0 over the Pirates middle of the third in Pittsburgh tonight. That's a good slider. He'll throw that a lot to these lefties.
Yeah, especially when he gets the 2 strikes. Take a look at how he'll go right to that slider as soon as he gets the 2 strikes to the lefties. Try to bury it on that back foot. Try to get them to swing and miss. Swing right over the top of it.
Upstairs. Smoak has hit well against Archer in the past, coming into this game 10 for 35 with a home run. Fights off that inside pitch. Smoak batting .293, 33 homers and 80 RBIs.
And having at bats like this, before it was like, okay, we're going to go upstairs with 2 strikes. He'll probably swing through it, or we'll bounce a breaking ball and he'll swing right through it. A lot more patience this season.
Got up on that fastball. Last pitch was 96. Boy, took something off, went back door with the slider and gets another strikeout. That's 5 strikeouts so far for Archer.
Hit a home run with any project this season. Home Hardware, proud sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Tampa Bay beat Seattle 3-0 yesterday to snap their losing streak. They had lost 4 in a row. They have really slipped after getting off to a great start. Second half of the season has not been good for Tampa Bay. Bautista takes a strike. It's 1-1.
The Rays haven't won 2 in a row at home since July 25th and 26th. That's how things have gone for him in the second half.
They were 27-19 at home in the first half, but are 5-13 in the second half playing here at the Trop.
They were in the wild card before this. Little bit of a rough patch for them, so they're just outside the wild card standings right now.
1-2 to Bautista. That's a hard slider. That slider is so good. It looks like it's doing a barrel roll when it comes in, like it's going to turn full circle.
I thought he gave away his last pitch to Justin Smoke. He slowed down his windup like he wanted to take something off of that slider, and he did. And he struck out Smokey, but he slowed everything down.
.98. Didn't slow anything down there. Archer's 28 years old. He's had some good seasons. He hasn't really had the type of season everybody's expected him to have. That's a high fastball. Went upstairs and gets the foul tip. The catcher hangs on. 6 strikeouts for Archer.
What's scary about that is you said he's only 28. He'll turn 29 in September. 3 years of major league service. This is his 4th year, and he's always among the leaders in strikeouts per 9 innings. Sale Kluber, there's Chris Archer at 11.2, and Severino from the Yankees getting better and better. I think just keeps getting better. If he wins tonight, it's only his 50th career win. He actually has a losing record in his career. Now, I don't think it has a lot to do with him as a pitcher. They just seem to have trouble scoring runs for him.
This is Kendrys Morales. Morales has been tougher on Archer than any hitter Archer faces. Morales, coming into this game, had a .571 batting average with 9 doubles, 3 home runs, 1.107 slugging percentage against Archer. Doing some major damage. The highest batting average and slugging percentage versus Archer, with a minimum of 10 at bats.
I think the harder they throw it, the better he likes it. Here are the numbers you were just talking about. 6 doubles, 3 homers.
Look out. Just about knocked him off the mound on that one, but the shortstop is there to make the play. Morales, he always hits the ball well against Archer. This time he just missed him. A line shot right back to the mound. Archer gets out of the way. He's got his shortstop backing him up. This is not a good date for the Baltimore Orioles. 10 years ago on this date, the Orioles lost a doubleheader to the Rangers. Remember? 30-3 and 9-7. That's right. 30 runs they gave up in game 1 of that doubleheader. Imagine that, playing a doubleheader. In the first game you give up 30 runs, you got to play a second game.
I remember watching that game. Jared Saltalamacchia played on that team.
David Murphy, Jared Saltalamacchia, Ramon Vasquez each had 4 hits. Murphy had a 5-hit game. Those 3 players, Murphy, Saltalamacchia, and Vasquez, went 13 for 19. This is a deep fly ball to left. Pierce is back at the track. He's got room. He makes the catch. Ramos is retired on a long drive to left field. In that game against the Rangers, the Orioles gave up 2 grand slams in that game. Marlon Byrd and Travis Metcalf both hit grand slams in that game, and neither one of them came into the game until the 7th inning.
How about that? It was the 9th time a Major League team had scored 30 runs, but the first since the Chicago Colts set the Major League mark of 36-7. June of 1897.
That is a long run.
That's a lot of runs. That is a lot of runs. Texas also won that second game. So that's a long night for the Baltimore Orioles.
Baltimore held up to 9 in that one. 3-0 to Miller. He walks on 4 pitches. A 1-out walk here in the 4th. Third walk issued by O'Reilly, and with that, Dermody is loosening up.
Second time that he walked Miller. Miller is tough to walk.
Danny Echeverria, the number 9 hitter, the shortstop. He popped out to the shortstop. Fouled off that first pitch. Echeverria made a terrific play on Kevin Pillar on a tricky hop. He had to just go in his glove and kind of shovel the throw over to first. Didn't get a lot on the throw, but he got it over there in time to retire Pillar.
They were still talking today about the double play he had here over the weekend against Seattle when he caught a ball off one of the rings and turned a double play on it. Tell you what, this guy can play shortstop, and that was the big question mark coming into this season. With the great pitching that the Rays have, can they catch the ball, especially in the infield, especially at shortstop? Will they plug that hole?
Well, they thought that was going to be Matt Duffy, and they got Duffy from the Giants. He's been hurt, and it's been a long process for Duffy. And now they went out and picked up Echeverria, who actually made his debut with the Blue Jays in 2012. Echeverria really kind of blossomed under the guidance of the Blue Jays third base coach Luis Rivera. They were together in Double-A in Echeverria's second season, and that's when Rivera was able to communicate with him and really helped him a lot as far as making the cultural adjustment to playing in the States. There's a base hit that's going to drop in shallow right field. Aoki comes in, and Miller will stop at second.
Heaney had 2 extra base hits in his last game, making just a little bit of a change. This time he picks up his first hit, and that looks like it might be it for Chris Rowley's night.
John Givens has made the call to the bullpen. It will be Matt Dermody, the big lefty, to take over here with 1 out in the 4th inning. Kevin Kiermaier, the scheduled batter, lefty on lefty. Rowley is out. Dermody is in. Pitching change here in St. Pete. Duda, a second inning home run to Corey Dickerson, and a 2-run triple to Kiermaier in that second inning. Now he turns things over to Matt Dermody with 1 out here in the 4th.
A couple of tough left-handers coming up for the Tampa Bay Rays, and Kiermaier and Duda, and Chris hadn't had a lot of luck against them tonight. He had put them on base 3 times in 4 at-bats. So John Gibbons goes to his left-hander Matt Dermody in 7 games. He's 1-0 with an inflated earned run average, but he has handled lefties lately. 14 left-handed batters faced in his last couple of outings. He's retired 10 of them. So you got some tough lefties coming up. Blue Jays go to a hard-throwing lefty, Matt Dermody.
Kevin Kiermaier to the leadoff man. Kiermaier hit a 2-run triple his last time up. It capped off a 3-run second inning. Kiermaier's 3rd triple of the season. High fly ball. Carrera over into the alley, tagging at second as Pierce makes the catch. Both runners are going to move up. Echeverria is held at first as Donaldson got to that ball. Miller tagged at second. He went over to third. Echeverria holds at first base. Now there are 2 outs.
Echeverria really wasn't sure what he wanted to do on that ball. Went halfway and then thought about coming back to tag. Miller right away knew that the ball was going to stay in the ballpark. Tagged up. Now with Echeverria over at first base, because he did tag up, they have to hold that runner on over there, creating a bigger hole on the right side for Duda. That is Ryan Goins way out in the right field.
Duda takes the first pitch strike. Duda has homered and walked so far tonight. His home run, his 23rd of the season. Didn't offer it, that breaking ball down and away. Duda hitting just 182 against lefties since he has joined Tampa Bay. He's 2 for 11 for the season, combining his numbers with the Mets. 217 average with 4 home runs against the lefties.
Big pitch right here, 2-1.
And he got it in on. Pulled it foul.
Yeah, he's got enough juice from the left side to get it into those left-handed batters. Now if you are going to throw that slider, get it away from him.
Fastball, took a shot at the outside corner. I like that call. Oakland leads Baltimore, just getting started in Cleveland. The Red Sox and the Indians. The Yankees have a big lead over the Tigers. Seattle trying to make a late season surge. No score in Atlanta. Line to Smoke. So Dermody comes out of the bullpen and gets the 2 lefties to strand a couple of base runners. We will go to the 5th. Tampa Bay with an early lead. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Kevin Barker in the Samsung broadcast studio.
chance to win the TD Comfort Zone contest. On any Tuesday, post a video or photo of you showing your Blue Jays spirit, along with hashtag TD Tuesday and at Blue Jays to Twitter or Instagram. For details and rules, visit bluejays.com/TD contest.
We move to the 5th inning here in St. Petersburg. Tampa Bay with a 4-1 lead. Chris Archer has struck out 6. And work to Pierce, Montero, and Pilar. Check that. Pilar's out of the game. It's Carrera. Kevin was ejected in the 3rd inning. Steve Pierce flied out to center field, his only timeout. Pierce is a Florida native, grew up in Lakeland, Florida, in Central Florida. Spent some time with Tampa Bay last year, played 60 games with the Rays. Hit .309 with 10 home runs. Then he finished up. He went to Baltimore for the second half of the season. He was traded on August 1st to the Orioles. It's his second stint with Baltimore. Had his best season while playing with the Orioles, and a 21 home run season in 2014 for Baltimore.
He's the Blue Jays left fielder now. He has taken the job with the big hits that he has gotten for Toronto.
Bouncing ball. Miller ranges to his left, makes the play, 1 away.
The all-new 2017 Civic Si. When it leads off, it leads for good. Honda, proud fan since 1977 and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
The Rays tank out in right center here at Tropicana Field. Always a great destination for the kids when they come into this ballpark, and that is the home of the Rays, literally, right there.
There's a few of them in there, isn't there?
Montero fouls it back out of play on the first pitch. Montero struck out on a slider back in the second. Archer looks sharp tonight.
Yeah, he looks like he's starting to get into that groove like he did in that last start back at Rogers Center when he retired 14 of the last 15 batters. Quick innings too. He's going right after the Blue Jays now with a 4-1 lead.
Of course, the Rays, they have hopes for the postseason just like the Blue Jays. They have 36 games remaining, including this game tonight. 33 of those 36 games are against teams within 5 games of a postseason spot. Only the 3 games against the White Sox, against a quote-unquote non-contender. Everybody's in the hunt in the wild card race in the American League.
No backing in. Nobody's going to be backing in this year. You're going to have to earn your way into the playoffs.
Montero swings and misses. He takes off for first, and he's going to get there. Another strikeout for Archer, but Montero reaches on the wild pitch. Of course, that was a big part of what the Cubs did on Sunday when they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 10th. They had 2 such strikeouts and wild pitches that allowed base runners to reach.
This one looked like it might have got the catcher Ramos in that throwing hand. He knows he can't throw out Montero at first base. That wicked slider bounced in the dirt and he couldn't keep it in front of him.
Ezequiel Carrera batting for the first time this evening. Doesn't waste any time, goes after the first pitch. Carrera came in as a defensive replacement in the bottom of the 3rd after Pilar had been ejected.
Zeke has shown some pretty good power the other way lately. Teams have been really pounding him fastballs up and away, down and away to him, and then dropping that breaking ball on him. But early in the count, they've been pounding fastballs away, and he's hit some balls hard to left field.
Takes one away for ball 1. Carrera is now 30 years old. He's had his best season hitting home runs. He has 8 home runs. That's a career high. He is one off his career high in doubles. He has 8 doubles. He hit 9 last year for the Blue Jays. He's a good extra man. Play him in any of the 3 outfield positions. You can hit him anywhere in the lineup. And he brings the element of speed, which the Blue Jays don't have much of.
You know what he can do? He can sit around for a couple of days, and then you put him in the lineup, and he hits line drives.
There's a line drive. Souza coming quickly. It's past him. Montero is headed for around second. He's got a chance to score, but they'll stop him as Souza gets to it quickly. After Souza dove for it, he didn't get leathered on it. Went all the way to the wall in right. And Carrera ends up with a double. Montero stops at third.
You know, that was, and I commend players when they play hard, but that was a play where he should have just backed off. Ball's hit hard by Carrera with that swing, and if Souza just plays it on a bounce, he really didn't have a chance of trying to make a catch there. But if he backs off, catches it on the short hop, it's first and second instead of second and third.
Well, what he did was once he retrieved, he made a heck of a throw to the cutoff man, Miller. But you're right. That's a play where he's got to rebase it all the way. Play it on the hop, concede the single, and you might even hold Montero to second base.
Yeah, well, the ball was hit so hard, there was no way that Montero was going to go to third. I don't think. But I think he made up his mind that I can make this catch. But you're right. He recovered quickly and got the ball back in quickly to keep it at second and third.
One out now, Ryan Goins, and he has been the best clutch hitter for the Blue Jays all season long. He's got a chance to get him right back in this game. Goins had a base hit to right. Ryan is now 4 for 11 against Archer. There's his numbers hitting with runners in scoring position. He's been productive all season long.
It's been amazing. He has come up with big hit after big hit for the Jays. Here's another chance for him.
Blue Jays fans here at Tropicana Field trying to rally their team. Having a good time. Another base hit for Goins. Here comes Montero. They'll stop Carrera at third, and he delivers again. Well, what a great stroke. Short to the ball, lines it into center, and picks up the RBI.
You know, he was saying that to me back at home when we were at Rogers Center playing. He says, you know, in those situations, I'm going to shorten up my swing. I'm going to just try and punch the ball into center field. What that does, it's a positive thought, first of all, where you're not thinking about, oh, I have to get this runner in right here. All he does is just punch the ball into center field. It shortens up your swing. You can see the ball just a little bit longer. And it's working. And it works.
Okay, my question to you, Mr. Analyst, is why doesn't he do that all the time?
Maybe he does. Maybe he does. And it doesn't happen. But
here's Aoki.
We see him at times with no runners on base take big swings.
Big swings, yeah.
Like he wants to hit home runs and doubles.
So it's a 4-2 ball game with Nori Aoki. The matter, he's leading off tonight.
Told us that he homered. Well, we're going to show it to you. A little BP fastball right down the middle on a 1-0 count. First batter of the ball game, and just like that, the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Trying to fight back and take the lead here against Archer.
There were 3 long home runs hit early in this ball game. Aoki, Duda, and Corey Dickerson. There's a strike. It's 1-2 now. Carrera's at third. Little flare into left. Carrera's going back to tag. Dickerson makes the catch. Carrera's coming home. Here's the throw. Not in time. Aoki picks up the RBI with a sac fly. Again, Carrera's speed leads to a Blue Jays run here.
Yes, it does. You know, they hit it to the right outfielder. Dickerson has the weaker arm of the 3 outfielders that they have tonight. And that was not a long fly ball. That was a medium fly ball to left field. He got his momentum behind the ball and everything, but Carrera's speed, they're going to challenge the arm of Dickerson. Not a lot on that. It's offline, and Carrera scores easily.
And also on the play, Goins moves from first to second on the throw to the plate, so he did his job. Watch the play develop, and now he's in scoring position for Josh Donaldson. 4-3 ball game. Well, that's a tough pitch. 97 down and away on the outside corner. Slider. Donaldson just threw the bat at the ball and went past the mound. Logan Morrison's going to run the bat into the bat boy.
Donaldson saying that that bat slipped out of his hand, so he got some of that stick-up slider down and away. See him right away look to his hands.
Oh, and 2. There's that slider. Blue Jays are facing Chris Archer for the 3rd time tonight. First time through, they're hitting under 200 the lead. Up over 200 second time through, but it jumps over 300 the 3rd time he faces a lineup in a given start. Donaldson called out. Fastball catches the outside corner. Still talking it over with Chad Fairchild. But the Blue Jays score 2 and make it a 1-run game.
Josh Donaldson pregame, and Gibbons said if you're going to classify him as a shortstop, he's a pretty darn good hitting shortstop. Gibbons said Donaldson is so athletic, he believes he can play just about any position. The key for Gibbons is to get the best bats in the lineup. The move also gives Carrera and Aoki more playing time, and that could lead to good things, and we're seeing that tonight. Gibbons also said he promised Russell Martin he'd give him a chance at shortstop before season's end. Martin, of course, working his way back from an oblique strain, has expressed that desire in the past. Martin at shortstop, though, Buck, may be a ways away. Gibbons was asked as far as his return to the lineup. Quote, he's not close. Buck.
No, he's not close, dealing with that oblique injury, and you got to make sure that is 100% healthy before you even think about any kind of baseball activities. But it's a 4-3 ball game, as the Blue Jays have gotten within a run. Evan Longoria has grounded out twice to third base so far tonight.
This is a typical game for the Blue Jays against the Tampa Bay Rays and Chris Archer. Keep it close. See if you can win it late. He has had, Archer, 5 straight no decisions against the Blue Jays, as well as he has pitched 5 straight no decisions.
Blue Jays stay close, and something happens that gets them back into a game. Inside. 2-1. Matt Dermody came on in the 4th with a couple on and got Kiermaier and Duda to end the inning. Trying a couple of the base runners for Chris Rowley. Longoria gone through a tough stretch of late. He has not homered in his last 17 games. Came into this game batting .177 over those 17 games. He got off to a good start this season like the rest of his teammates. They had a great first half of the season, but the second half they've been averaging just over 3 runs a game.
Yeah, you're not going to win too many games when you score like 2 runs a game. So this is still the guy I don't want to see up with the runner at second base and 2 outs.
He's got more RBIs against the Blue Jays than any active player.
There's just something about him in those clutch situations. He just seems to laser in just a little bit more.
Longoria, for his career, this is his 169th game against the Blue Jays. There's a drive to the alley in left center. This ball is going to get down and bounce off the wall. It is still in play. And Longoria thought it had bounced out of play. He's headed for third, and he'll get there safely.
You know, he was going to give it a, we're going to take a look at this. He thought it was a double. Then the ball was bobbled by Carrera in center field. And that's why he went to third base. But Ryan Goins told the bench, he said that ball bounced out of play and then back in. Not sure if it did or not, but it looked like Carrera tried to field it and then bobbled it. This is why he is so dangerous. Down and in, that's where his happy zone is. It bounces up off the yellow line, and there's the bobble right here from Carrera.
The players looked like they thought that it had been touched by a fan right there, but it's difficult to tell. And Longoria certainly thought that was the case. He stopped at second, and Carrera might have felt the same way. That's why he kind of lost his focus. And the way the rule stands, it's a double for Longoria, an error on Carrera, the way the play is unfolded on the field. But now the umpires are going to have a look at it.
Yeah, I think Gibby is asking them to see if the ball was touched by a fan. And if it was, it's a ground rule double. That's a tough one on replay to see if a fan touched it.
It certainly hit on that yellow line where the fans were leaning over reaching for it, but it's hard to tell whether or not they touched it. If they did touch it, and Longoria stopped at second as if he thought it had bounced out of play.
But then saw the bobble. There's a bounce off of the warning track on the orange. From there, it doesn't look like the fan hit it because it ricocheted so far off that fencing towards center field.
Yeah, it doesn't appear as though it was slowed down at all by the fan as he reached for it, and it carried him quickly off that railing. So when Carrera went to reach for it, it went off his glove, and then Longoria, who had stopped momentarily at second, advances to third. So they will have to have conclusive evidence to overturn this, and I don't think they're going to have it. No. And Jim Reynolds is the crew chief. He is umpiring second base. He made the call. So Longoria will stay at third. Blue Jays lose their challenge.
Watch Longoria. As he cruises around first, going into second base, he actually slows down thinking it's the double, but then sees the bobble by Carrera and says, you know what, I can make it to third base. And he makes it easily. So now the infield has to come in.
So it's a double and an air charge to Carrera, and Morrison lifts the ball into shallow center field. Donaldson is back, makes the catch, and Longoria holds at third. Let's check in quickly with Jamie Campbell. Thank you very much. And he always runs those things out. No matter how far they go, he speeds around the bases. So the pop-up off the bat of Morrison. Now the Blue Jays will put Souza on. He has been given the intentional pass to bring the lefty to the plate in Corey Dickerson. So Morrison has popped out to the shortstop. Souza given the intentional walk. And now Dermody will work to Corey Dickerson with runners at the corners and one out.
Dickerson was hitting .330 on June 26th. He went into a little bit of a rough patch, and he's got that batting average down. Now about .280.
Dickerson is 2 for 4 against Dermody with a home run. First pitch slider for a strike as Dermody delivers to Dickerson. Dominic Leone is loosening up for the Blue Jays. And the ball gets away into the outfield, so there'll be an interruption momentarily. Dickerson has homered and struck out so far tonight. His home run number 23 of the season. Goes around, and Montero knocked it down. That high fastball, he tried to check his swing, and I think Montero got blocked out by that check swing. He was fortunate he got a glove on that high pitch.
He sure did. Check swing. Watch the reaction from the catcher. He's trying to keep it in front of him. Dickerson's had a pretty decent year against left-handed pitching this season.
Hanging in there.
Yeah, so it's no sure thing left on left here. Don't have to make a good pitch against him.
Dickerson has hit .310 against lefty pitching this season compared to .271 against the Rockies. Well, the percentages not necessarily in the Blue Jays' favor here.
Well, he was telling me that he's thinking against left-handed pitchers, I'm looking for the ball that I can just line over the shortstop's head. I'm not trying to pull everything. I'll hit that ball to left field.
One ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning, Tampa Bay has a 4-3 lead. Matt Dermody trying to get out of this jam in the 5th. That's high. It's 2-2 now. Remember, Donaldson is playing shortstop. Bautista is playing at third. So Donaldson in double play situation.
If that runner takes off at first base, he's going to be covering. Souza with a little bit bigger lead this time.
Fly ball, not that deep in left field. Pierce with a long run in. He gets there, makes the catch. Longoria is tagging. They got a shot at second, but Bautista won't make the throw. They keep Longoria at third. Souza moves up to second on the shallow fly ball to left. So John Gibbons has come out of the dugout. There are 2 outs now as Dickerson pops out to the left fielder. And Dominic Leone has been called into this ball game. Wilson Ramos is the scheduled batter. The lefty Dermody out. Leone in. Was 3 1/3. He's charged with 4 earned runs on 5 hits. He walked 3, struck out 1, and gave up 2 home runs. A home run to Duda in the first, a home run to Dickerson in the second. Matt Dermody came on and got him out of that 4th inning jam, and then Dermody now is looking to get the same treatment from Dominic Leone.
3rd game in a row that Dominic has appeared in for the Blue Jays. Number 50 on the season for Leone. He's had a great year. He's 3-0, 257 earned run average. Power fastball, power breaking ball. That's how he's averaging a strikeout an inning. Blue Jays want this right-handed matchup, so they bring Leone in to face Ramos.
Leone can strike out hitters. He's got a good fastball and a good breaking ball. Misses with the first pitch in the dirt. Ramos has singled and flied out. Runners at 2nd and 3rd.
Ramos had a big series against the Blue Jays back at Rogers Center also. He said he made a little bit of a hitting adjustment, dropped his hands down just a little bit lower, says he feels like he can control the bat now. Hit a couple of home runs.
Little chopper toward 3rd. Bautista bare hands, not in time at 1st. Longoria comes in to score. A swinging bunt up the 3rd base line. Bautista did everything he could do, but Ramos is aboard with an infield hit, and he drives in Longoria from 3rd.
Well, you can see how far back Jose starts. He wasn't expecting this. The swinging bunt. Ramos gets down there quickly. He was smelling RBI all the way.
So the catcher is now 8 for 15 against the Blue Jays this season. Got to go back to the drawing board on him. Brad Miller has walked twice. 2 outs.
He has had a rough go of it right now. Miller. He has walked twice tonight, but he's hitting under 200 for the season.
Miller a year ago had a 30 home run season for Tampa Bay, and we're hopefully he'll be able to get close to those numbers again.
I think they would have been happy with 20 home runs from your second baseman, but a higher batting average.
It's a fly ball deep to left. Pierce has got room right at the wall, makes the catch, but the Rays get a run back. Wilson Ramos with an infield hit drives home Longoria. Tampa Bay has a 5-3 lead. London Gatwick at WestJet.com or call your travel agent. Lots of kids having a good time here at the ballpark. Tampa Bay has just gotten back a run. They now have a 5-3 lead over the Blue Jays as we are set for the top of the 6th. For the Jays, it'll be the middle of the order. Smoke, Bautista, and Morales against Chris Archer. Archer has racked up 8 strikeouts so far. Blue Jays have managed 3 runs on 4 hits.
He's held down the middle of the lineup like you were talking about. Donaldson, Smoke, Bautista, Morales, and Pierce, the big power hitters, and the hitters with pretty decent numbers against Archer in their career. He's held him down without a hit.
There are the numbers for Archer. No walks, 8 strikeouts. Smoke has grounded out and struck out. Goes after that first pitch.
We mentioned in his last start, Chris Archer had 10 strikeouts and he didn't have a walk. That's the 8th time in his career that he has done that. That's as many as Nolan Ryan had in his 27 years in the big leagues. 10 punch outs and no walks. Of course, Nolan was known for a lot of walks and a lot of punch outs.
Yeah, he was effectively wild, as they used to say. The breaking ball for a strike. Archer now with 8 more strikeouts, up to 215 strikeouts for the season. That's 3rd in the majors behind Sale and Scherzer. Chris Sale has 250 strikeouts.
Yeah, not going to catch him unless he gets hurt. Archer last season had 233. Keep battling him and you keep getting him deeper into the ball game. We showed that stat that he's had trouble 3rd time through the lineup.
Moak is called out on an inside fastball. Archer crossed him up and threw him the fastball instead of that slider. That's 9 strikeouts. One strikeout away from that 10 strikeout, no walks number.
And watch Ramos stick it right there. You have to have strong hands to be able to hold that fastball. It's 95 plus right there and not move your glove. Second time that he has struck out Justin Smoke.
That slider is off the plate for ball 1 to Bautista. Jose has struck out both times he's faced Archer tonight. Up and away, a little extra giddy up on that fastball in the top part of the strike zone.
That's really good that he got those strikeouts if you're a Tampa Bay fan, but if you're a Blue Jay fan, he's closing in very quickly on 100 pitches already, and we're only in the 6th.
Archer has consistently gone over 100 pitches this season. Every time out, just about, he'll throw 100 pitches. His season high, 114 pitches. He's done that twice. Check that, he's done it 3 times. Bautista takes it inside. That's the first walk.
Hit a home run with any project this season. Home Hardware, proud sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays.
They are in St. Petersburg, Florida for the first of 3 games between the Rays and the Jays. Kenris Morales, he had a bullet right past Archer. Knocked him to the ground, but it was cleanly fielded by the shortstop, Echeverria. Mentioned the pitch count total. The highest pitch count for Archer came on July 4th. In Wrigley against the Cubs. He threw 116 pitches over 6 innings. Had 8 strikeouts in that game.
He's got a lot of strikeouts, a lot of pitches. He's gone at least 6 innings in all but 6 of his last 49 starts. Well, you figure he's good for 6 with that pitch count elevated now. He's at 98. This might be his last inning.
Bullpen is starting to move around down the right field line for Tampa Bay. And they know the numbers just like we do. 2-0. Big cut. Now it's 2-1.
There was a changeup. Last time he threw him a fastball. That's what he knocked him off the mound with. So he threw him a changeup.
Steve Cishek appears to be getting ready to loosen up. There's strike 2. Got that breaking ball on the outside corner. The Rays have mixed up the makeup of their bullpen now since the Blue Jays were last here back in May. They got a lefty and a righty. That's Jennings and Cishek throwing. Another strikeout. Morales goes down swinging with that slider. That's 10 strikeouts for Archer.
9 times now this season he's had double digits in strikeouts. And he goes to that slider, right back to it. Watch the reaction from Archer as he slips coming off that mound. That front foot gave away.
27 times in his career Archer has recorded double-digit strikeouts. That's a franchise record. Previous high was held by David Price. Price had 23 career double-digit strikeouts. Now Archer has 27. Pierce trying to check his swing. He goes around.
There's been a lot of check swings on that slider tonight. Telling you he's got a good one.
Well, and you mentioned it early that it's difficult for the Blue Jays hitters to pick up the spin on it, and they're starting their swing as if they think it's a fastball. Fly ball to left field. Dickerson coming over in the alley. He gets there and makes the catch, and the Blue Jays are done in their half of the 6th. Tampa Bay with the lead.
It's 40 in 40 greatest Blue Jays. Our panel of baseball experts voted and will reveal the top 40 Blue Jays since 1977. Jamie Campbell, Jerry Howard, Stephen Brunt, and Jeff Blair host 40 in 40 next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on Sportsnet. Buck.
Thank you very much, Hazel. That'll be an interesting show to think about the 40 best Blue Jays players in 40 years of the franchise. A lot of great players have come and gone. A lot of great players on the horizon. At the 40 years with 40 Blue Jays baseball, we'll talk about the top 40 players. Number 9 hitter is Adeiny Echeverria. He has gone 1 for 2. Dominic Leone came into the ball game and gave up an infield RBI single to Wilson Ramos, the catcher. And then he was able to get Miller to fly out the end of the inning. There's a base hit for Echeverria. Solid single into right. He's 2 for 3.
He's going to hit. He's got good hands, and he can take the bat to the ball. He had a multi-extra base hit game in his last game. A triple and a home run today. He's got a couple of singles.
Echeverria hit .281 for the Marlins back in 2015. It was his best year in the batting average category. Kiermaier goes after the first pitch and pops it out of play. Kiermaier is 1 for 3 with a 2-run triple in the second inning.
Continues to be a problem for the Blue Jays. He's now driven in 24 runs against the Jays. That's the most versus any team in his career.
That's another base hit. Just took that pitch down and away and slapped it through the shortstop hole. Kiermaier's second hit of the night. Pete Walker checking on the status of the bullpen. Jim Mason, who was just put on the active roster. Tepish was placed on a paternity list, so Meza appears to be ready. Now he's going to back off a little bit. Longoria is the next batter. He's right-handed. This is Duda. Caught by Smoke, and that'll be a double play. What a play by Justin Smoke. He picked it right off the top of the dirt and then went to the bag to double up Kiermaier.
We highlighted him in the defense and told that's why he's going to get a lot of votes for Gold Glove. What a defensive play. He's behind the runner. Hits this ball actually in foul territory and finishes off the double play over at first base. A .999 fielding percentage. Highest for any first baseman with at least 100 games played this season. And it shows you why. Wow.
Smoke hasn't made an error since the middle of April. His only error of the season came on the 22nd of April. So he has played a total of 106 games coming into this game without making an error.
Impressive. And he bails out the Blue Jays again. First and second, nobody out. Screaming line drive. He turns it into a double play.
So now it's a righty-righty matchup for Leone. Evan Longoria with that long double to the base of the wall in left center his last time up. He scored from third on that 2-out swinging bunt off the bat of Wilson Ramos. He scored the 5th run of this ball game for Tampa Bay. Longoria is in his 10th season with the Rays. Made his debut in 2008. Nice stop by Montero. Longoria was the Rookie of the Year that year in 2008. He was an All-Star. First of 3 straight All-Star appearances. He won back-to-back Gold Gloves in 2009 and in 2010. Stays on that pitch, but fouls it down the right side.
Hit the most dramatic home run, I think, in Rays history. If you want to call that home run that he hit game, what do they call that? 163?
163. Yeah.
I think that's why there's more wild cards in there, because of that day. That was one of the best days in baseball. Pennant races were decided within minutes of each other.
Inside, he pulls it foul. Manny Machado has hit another home run, but the Orioles still trail Baltimore. Machado has been on some kind of tear. He has 27 home runs now and 83 RBIs after a very slow start.
AO Player of the Week.
One and two to Longoria. Well, that is a short stroke to fight off that tough pitch down and away.
He's thinking right along with Dominic Leone. He knows he's got a pretty good fastball and he's got to stay short against Leone. He also knows he's got that sharp breaking ball, so he might be looking for it here with 2 strikes.
Missed down and away. It's 2-2 now. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Tampa Bay, and 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, take a 4-1 lead. Blue Jays made it 4-3 in the 5th, but the Rays got run back. That's where we stand now at 5-3 Tampa Bay. Longoria, base hit to center. That's going to come around to score. That ball is going to split the outfield as it go all the way to the wall. Longoria is headed for third, and he's going to get there without a throw. What an at-bat by Evan Longoria, fouling off tough pitch after tough pitch and then drilling a line drive all the way to the wall in deep left center.
Remember the last time he was up, we said, you know what, this isn't the guy you want to see with a runner at second base and 2 outs, because he's so tough. He's such a great hitter. He can take the ball the other way, gets that breaking ball and just serves it into center field, and it splits the outfielders. Pierce can't cut it off. Carrera can't cut it off. By the time they get it back in, Longoria is going to be standing at third base. Pierce overruns it, and it gets by him off the wall. Longoria, second triple.
So Tim Mesa will come in, part of the pitching change, as Leone is out, and Tampa Bay has a 6-3 lead in the 6th. He is in his second stint with the Blue Jays. The lefty making his second appearance, as we mentioned, and he's had a little bit of trouble with the right-handed hitters, not so much with the lefties.
556 against Mesa. 5 for 9 with a home run. He can come right back after they sent him down when we were back home because of Nick Tepper scored on the paternity list. So Mesa can come right back Normally you have to wait, I believe, 10 days down in the minor leagues before you can come back. So Mesa gets a left-hander in Logan Morrison with Longoria, his second triple of the season. Picks up another run for the Rays.
Mesa gave up the big home run to Javi Baez in the 8th inning of the game on Friday at Chicago against the Cubs. The Blue Jays had closed ground, but Baez came right back with a 2-run homer. So first pitch breaking ball to Morrison. Morrison is 0 for 3. And 2. Slider missed outside. Morrison laid off. Upstairs. Mesa's got a good arm. Just a matter now of commanding his pitches. Last pitch was 96.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with his fastball or his slider, but you're right. Just confidence. I think the more he pitches, he'll get more confident.
Fly ball not that deep to left. Pierce coming in a couple of steps, makes the catch. Mesa gets out of it. And the Rays leave a pair. Evan Longoria drives one in to make it 6-3 ball game. Career start against the Blue Jays, and he has really dominated. These are the numbers from his last 2 starts combined. A total of 13 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, and 20 strikeouts. And he pitched out of some sticky situations here tonight.
Yeah, that raised his pitch total up over 100. So he's out of the ball game. 20 strikeouts in 1 walk. That's a pretty decent ratio. I could win a few games with that. He's only given up 4 earned runs, 3 of them in that start back in Toronto, all because of the home runs to Donaldson. His only mistake tonight was the home run, the second pitch to the first batter of the game, Noriaoki. So he will give way to Dan Jennings, and we saw Jennings, the only left-hander in the bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays, a couple of times back at Rogers Center in that 4-game series. He's a nice little pickup. 3-1. He holds lefties to a batting average under 200, and they've got 3 of them scheduled here in the 7th.
Montero, Carrera, and Goins, bottom 3 in the Blue Jays lineup. Montero struck out twice. There's Darwin Barney. He has come out on deck. The ground ball to short. Echeverria cleans this one cleanly and throws out Montero. One away. You can see Echeverria's got a good arm in that play that he made early in the ballgame on Pilar. He just didn't have a good grip on it. So Darwin Barney will come on and pinch hit for Ezekiel Carrera.
Who plays center field? Goins? We might see Ryan Goins play some center field.
You might indeed. Bautista can play center as well. Put Goins back at short, Donaldson at third, put Bautista in the outfield.
Yeah, that could be another one. So a lot of options for the Blue Jays.
Right now they need some runs. They're trailing by 3. Darwin pinch hitting for Carrera. Barney as a pinch hitter, 3 for 12 this season. He's trying to get something going against this Rays bullpen.
It's a different bullpen than we saw earlier in the season. They made a lot of changes down there. This is one of them. Dan Jennings got that quick arm action that the ball gets on top of you very quickly.
95 and Barney strikes out. 2 quick outs here in the 7th.
Canada's favorite car cheers for Canada's favorite team, Honda. Proud fan since 1977 and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Night has fallen here in St. Petersburg. We're in the top of the 7th. The Rays have a 6-3 lead. Blue Jays lead the season series 9 games to 7. And they will end their season matchup with these 3 games here this week. Ryan Goins got a couple of hits. He had 2 hits against Archer, drove in a run his last time up. That was in the 5th, and the Blue Jays made it a 4-3 game with 2 runs in the top of the 5th, but Tampa Bay got 1 back in the 5th and 1 in the 6th. Way outside.
You can see how lefties have hit just 188 against Jennings. Good fastball, a little snapping breaking ball. Only given up 1 hit for extra bases to a lefty this year.
It's got a herky-jerky delivery too that really magnifies everything.
And a quick arm.
Yeah, he kicks that leg in the air and the hands separate very quickly and he comes at the hitter. Way outside. Jennings is now 30 years old. He was originally drafted by the Florida Marlins in 2008 in the 9th round. That's bounced fair down the third baseline, but bounces foul as Goins fights off that inside pitch. Jennings was traded from the Miami Marlins in 2014 to the White Sox for Andre Rienzo, the right-handed pitcher from Brazil. And then they picked him up on the 27th of July. Give them another good arm down in their bullpen.
Yeah, they picked up him. They picked up Romo, Cishek. They got Brad Boxberger back from the disabled list.
Goins hanging tough against Jennings, and Aoki, the on-deck batter, he's the leadoff man. Aoki has homered and also picked up a sac fly. Owens hits it in the air. Shallow center field. Kiermaier's got great speed. He gets there very easily, and I don't see inning. So Dan Jennings comes out of the bullpen and retires the side in order. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Chris Archer and the Rays have a 6-3 lead. He stays in the game, plays second base defensively. With that, Donaldson moves from short to third. He's back at his normal spot. Goins moves from second to short. He's back at his normal spot. Bautista moves from third base to right field. And Aoki, who started in right field, takes over in center for Ezekiel Carrera, who is lifted in favor of the pinch hitter. And there's Bautista in right. So things a little bit more normal now. So Steven Souza Jr. is 0 for 2. He was walked intensely in the 5th. Tim Meza came in and got Logan Morrison to end the bottom of the 6th.
Jimmy was talking earlier today about Meza and Dermody. He was saying, you know, got to have them up here. They're the future, and he feels that the more they pitch, the more confidence that they're going to get, the more experience that they're going to get. He's got a lot of good things to say about Tim Meza. Loves the arm, loves the slider. He can pitch here. I like that they just brought him back and said, here, we're going to throw you back out there. Face the right-handers. That's how you get experience. Learn how to get him out.
He has split his time in the minor leagues between AA and AAA this season, and between those two teams, he's 2-2 with a .342 earned run average. But you're right. There reaches a point in the minor leagues where you can't learn anything more because the level of the hitters aren't as good as you're going to see in the majors. So you might as well bring them up. Once they understand the goal is to throw strikes, be aggressive, and use all your pitches. Souza hits a fly ball to left. No problem for Pierce. He is there. One away.
You know, there's pitches that you can make in the minor leagues and get guys out, and you think that that was a good pitch, but in reality, it's not. Big league hitters can hit that, so you got to learn here.
Well, and two, when you throw breaking balls in the minor leagues, and they can be balls, minor leaguers will swing at them. Big league hitters won't swing at them. So that's the adjustment you have to make once you get here. Corey Dickerson hit a long home run in the 2nd inning. He has since gone 0 for 2, so he's 1 for 3 on the night.
Number 49, Tommy Hunter. Number 26, Brad Boxberger, holding the Rays bullpen.
Nothing like a first pitch strike. I don't care who you are.
At 94 at the knees. Pretty impressive stuff.
Corey Dickerson has really struggled lately. Coming into this game, he was batting 121 over his previous 15 games with just 1 home run. Tommy Hunter on the left, Brad Boxberger on the right. That's a good slider and a good spot.
Down and away. It looks like a pitch that's going to be on the plates. And then it breaks off the plate. Dickerson has hit 200, 206 since the All-Star break. He was an All-Star this season.
Covers that pitch, and that's a fair ball. That's going to be a base hit. That's what led Dickerson to his first All-Star team in the first half of the season. He took what the pitchers were giving him, and that was a pitch outside. He just slapped it, and all Donaldson could do was knock it down.
For the longest time, he was leading in multi-hit games, leading hitting. Donaldson tries to barehand that ball and make a circus play, but he just can't come up with it. But you're right, he was getting a lot of multi-hit games by hitting the ball the other way. So Dickerson will end up with a hit. That's his second of the game.
His 42nd multi-hit game. He's still in the top 10 in that department. There he goes. He got a great jump, and thank you, Wilson Ramos. Dickerson was a third of the way to second when Meza unloaded the pitch.
Now see, if I'm hitting, I'm taking this pitch right here, and I'm hitting with a guy in scoring position. That's a straight steal. As he goes on the first movement of Tim Meza, it looked like he had it stolen. But you take that pitch right there, now you're hitting with a guy at second base.
Ramos fouls it back. Wilson Ramos, the catcher, 2 for 3. He has joined his team physically mid-season. He signed in the offseason, rehabbing a knee surgery, and didn't start playing until the end of June with the Rays, and he's a big offensive player. This is popped up on the infield. Darwin Barney calling for it. Now he goes back. It's off his glove. And all hands are safe. I don't think it hit anything. I was watching it way up to the catwalks, and I didn't see it hit anything. But he may have lost it against that light-colored roof.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on up there.
Yeah, he sure did. You can't take your eye off that ball because it goes up and it's a white background. He called it, and then all of a sudden, uh-oh, that's not where I thought it was going to be, and it goes off of his glove. Ramos had a gift base hit back in Toronto on a ball that was lost in the sun or the lights. This time I think he gets a hit on this one too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He gets a hit. That's an interesting hit because Barney got a glove on it, and just a difficult catch. It went up, and like I said, I don't think it hit anything because you will see balls hit catwalks, guide wires. There's a lot up there to hit, but I don't think that ball hit anything, but it's a hit. This is Brad Miller. He has walked twice and flied out. Tampa Bay now has 12 hits. For a team that hasn't been swinging the bats well, they put together 12 hits tonight, including a couple of home runs. This is another pop-up into shallow center. Aoki, the center fielder, is there. He makes the catch. 2 outs. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. The Gulf Coast of Florida, beautiful part of the state of Florida. We are on the West Coast, and Tampa Bay has a 6-3 lead as they're batting in the 7th. Danny Echeverria, the shortstop, has gone 2 for 3 so far. Fouls that one out of play. Kiermaier has 2 hits. Longoria has 2 hits. Dickerson has 2 hits, including a home run. Ramos has 3 hits. Echeverria has 3 hits. And Duda has a homer.
Ramos has 2 infield hits. When do you think the last time that happened? Like never?
The big catcher, he legged one out for an RBI. Echeverria's got a good looking swing. Chris Rowley started. He goes 3 1/3. He's charged with 4 earned runs on 5 hits. Matt Dermody pitched an inning in the 3rd. He was charged with a run on 1 hit, walked a batter, and Dominic Leone. He gave up 4 hits, a single run in his inning of work, and now Tim Meza. There goes the runner. And again, Dickerson had a great jump. Picking his spots very well, but the hitters won't cooperate.
He's fouling off. He has some easy stolen bases. You might say, okay, well, why is he running? Well, it's 6-3.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Echeverria strikes out. The Rays leave a pair in the bottom of the 7th. The Blue Jays trail by 3, but they have just 4 hits against the Rays.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by award-winning Honda Marine. Great days on the water begin with Honda.
Tommy Hunter into the ballgame for the Rays. He'll start the top half of the 8th inning. He'll deal with the top part of the Blue Jays lineup. Hunter making his 47th appearance of the season.
Got a great year for the Tampa Bay Rays in his 46 games. He's got an ERA about 2.44 innings. He's had 46 strikeouts. Last time the Blue Jays saw Tommy Hunter, Justin Smoke hit that 2-run home run in the 8th inning to help beat him last Thursday. That was the start that Chris Archer had. Tommy Hunter throws hard. Big fastball, big breaking ball.
Hunter was originally drafted in 2005 by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in the 18th round, but he chose to go to the University of Alabama and became a #1 pick of the Rangers in 2007. Nori Aoki was after that second pitch. It's quickly 0-2. Aoki with a multi-RBI game, the 6th time he's had multiple RBIs in a game this season. He has a home run and a sac fly.
Hunter was a starter And the Blue Jays saw him when he was with Texas and Baltimore. That's why he has racked up a lot of innings against the Blue Jays. He's in a good spot right now. A 1-inning pitcher, 8th inning guy. Hey, come in, throw it as hard as you can for an inning.
94 missed inside. Tommy Hunter has made 75 career starts. His best season as a starter was 2010 with the Rangers. He was 13-4. Had the best winning percentage in the league. But then he would start for Texas. Went to Baltimore and started for 2 seasons before the Orioles moved him into the bullpen in 2013. He hasn't made a start since. Strike 3 called. Inside fastball. Aoki doesn't like it. But that'll be the first out of the inning. Both of these teams trying to keep their hopes alive for the wild card. The Yankees, they're leading Detroit 11-3 tonight. They have the first wild card spot. Minnesota half game ahead of the Angels. The Angels are hanging in there. They've kind of come out of nowhere. Seattle, Kansas City, Texas, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, and Toronto.
That's liable to change daily. You know what I mean? Where did Minnesota come from? They were there, then they were out of it, and now they're back in it again.
Yeah, they've got a 2-1 lead over the White Sox in Chicago. They were in it, traded for Jaime Garcia. They lost 5 or 6 in a row. They traded Jaime Garcia. Then they got back in it. Then they lost a few in a row. Then they traded their closer, Brandon Kinsley.
And then they started winning again. Go figure. They got to deal without Sano, who just went on the disabled list. They're an all-star third baseman.
How about Texas trading away Yu Darvish? I know now he's on the disabled list, but at the same time, I mean, it'd be nice to have Yu Darvish if you're still in the wild card race. Texas at the start of play just 2 back. Donaldson hits this one high and deep, and it's gonna go. Get out of here, God. Josh Donaldson continues to wear out the Rays this season. He gets to Tommy Hunter. Looked like another breaking ball, and Donaldson has connected for his 21st home run of the season.
He has worn out the Rays this season. Slider that just was right over the middle of the plate, and Josh hit a line drive out of here. This thing got out quick. It's a lot like the home run that he hit against Archer back at Rogers Center last Thursday. Hanging slider that he just lined out of here.
His 7th home run this season against Tampa Bay.
It's been a rough night up until this at bat here. Hanging slider inside party, collapses and drives that bat through. Whenever he hits those types of home runs, his finish is such. Watch how he finishes high. That's extension through the baseball. He knows he got it. What a second half he's putting together for the Blue Jays.
6-4 ball game. Smoke bounces this one just foul, and he faced Tommy Hunter last Thursday and came up with the biggest hit of the game.
It was 3-3 with a runner on base. Hunter to Smoke, and that's all she wrote. 5-3, the Blue Jays would go on to win that ball game. Dominic Leone would be the winner. Hunter ended up losing that game, but it was Justin Smoke's big home run that did it for him.
Smoke strikes out. 2 away now. Aoki called out on strikes. Smoke strikes out for a 3rd time, this time swinging against Tommy Hunter. Like just a good straight fastball.
Yeah. No tricks. Here's my 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's see what you can do with it.
You mentioned Donaldson since the All-Star break. That home run, his 12th since the All-Star break in his 36th game. Remember, Donaldson had a big game, big series against the Rays at Rogers Center. He was 8 for 13 in that 4-game series with 4 homers and 7 ribbies. last week in Toronto.
So you put him back at third base. Feels pretty familiar. Wham! It's a home run.
Bautista hits a one-hopper to Echeverria at short. Blue Jays get a run back. Donaldson with the home run, his 21st of the season. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Tampa Bay leads at 6-4. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Kevin Barker in the Samsung broadcast studio. On Sportsnet 1, top of the clock. The Brewers are in San Francisco to take on the Giants. Jimmy Nelson at 9-6 against Jeff Samardzija 8-12, and the Giants, they've got a lot to say as to who goes to the postseason in the National League. The Giants, 35 games left, 20 are against the Rockies, the D-backs, the Brewers, and the Cardinals. The top 4 teams in the NL wildcard race, so make sure you check it out. The Giants have won 16 of the last 20 games against Milwaukee. That's all coming up 10 o'clock Eastern time. Cayman Islands. We love Buck and Pat too. Well, we like the Cayman Islands too. But thank you very much for that beautiful sign. Great job as TJ House makes his Blue Jays debut.
There are his numbers in AAA. 23 starts down there. Sign has a little insurance and a little depth out of the minor leagues. He's got some major league experience. 5 career relief appearances.
TJ House is 27 years old. He's from Louisiana. Originally drafted by the Cleveland Indians. House made 18 starts for the Indians in 2014. Overall, he's been in 27 big league games, none this year until tonight. Kiermaier grounds on. House is the 29th pitcher used by the Blue Jays this season. And that's one of the numbers you don't really like to hear too high. Of course, the Blue Jays have used 12 different starters. And House has got a funky delivery, as you can see, and he's quickly ahead of Lucas Duda.
Looks like he can be tough on the lefties. That 3/4 arm slots. Slings the ball up there. Originally a draft pick of the Indians. He's 87-93. That's where it can be tough on lefties picking up the ball. He can get a lot of swings and misses with his changeup.
That was it right there, and he gets the swing from Duda and strikes him out. Drive of the game brought to you by the powerful all-new 2017 Civic Type R.
Evan Longoria is going to step to the plate in the 6th inning. There's a run at second base, and with 2 outs and 2 strikes, lines the ball past the shortstop and all the way to the wall. Off his fly, Pierce goes all the way to the wall, and he jogs in with the second triple of the season, and that's tonight's drive of the game. Longoria, I'll tell you, what is that, his 103rd RBI against the Blue Jays in his career?
Leads the active players against the Jays. This is a fly ball to right. Bautista backing up, waits for it, and that's it. P.J. House in his debut needs just 8 pitches to retire this side in order. First time he's pitched for the Blue Jays. For the Rays, Alex Colomé, and he has been terrific the last couple of years. As the closer, last 2 seasons in the American League, he leads the way. 73 saves. He is ahead of Osuna, Kimbrel, and Britton, and Colomé has done a terrific job for this Tampa Bay Rays club.
What a nice find, if you will. Colomé up to this Rays team, and he has taken over that closer's role. He's been in 52 games this year. He's 36 for 41. Those 36 saves, that's the most in the majors. He has actually passed Colorado's Greg Holland, who has 35. Kenley Jansen has 33. Good fastball. He's got some good running action on it, and a wipeout breaking ball.
His next save will tie his career high of 37. That was set last season. And he's attempting to become the first Ray to lead the majors in saves. Ground ball, base hit. Morales has a leadoff single. A leadoff single, nobody out. The Blue Jays have the tying run at the plate now. Now time for a preview. What's coming up next on Sportsnet Central? Here's Brendan Dunlop and Carolyn Cameron. Thank you very much. That's all coming up right after this game, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Here is Steve Pearce. Pearce with 12 home runs. He's gone 0 for 3 tonight, but he's got home run power. Downstairs.
Couple of good takes right there. Now he can look for one pitch in one area.
Pearce is 0 for 6 against Colomé. There's a base hit for Pearce. Morales is going to turn and go to third to throw us to second. Pearce head first slide. He's in there safely. The tying runs in scoring position. Back-to-back base hits here. Morales with the single, Pierce with the double.
The outfielders are playing no doubles, so they're deep to cut the ball off, but because they are so deep and they have a long way to go, this is a rocket right by Echeverria into the outfield. Pierce is thinking too right out of the batter's box. Look how deep the outfielders are. Yeah, they go over there and cut it off, but they're so deep. No chance to get Pierce as he cruises into second base. Morales goes first to third on that double. How about that? Blue Jays 2 swings and they've got runners in scoring position.
Colome has 2 blown saves at the hands of the Blue Jays. He's 4 for 6 for his career in save opportunities. Miguel Montero goes after the first pitch and lifts it high and deep to center. Kiermaier is going to make the catch. Tagging at third is Morales. Kiermaier's throw goes to third. It's wide of the mark and Pierce moves up as well. Montero, a deep fly ball to center. And now it's a 1-run game. Single, double, sac, fly, and the runner is at third to tie it up.
I'll tell you what, Blue Jays, at least the first 3 batters right here, were on anything that Colome has to offer. Every one of them. Hard hit ball by Morales, hard hit ball by Steve Pierce, and that ball was that close from going out.
Boy, he smoked that. He pulls it 50 feet. It's a homer. So Morales got it started. John Gibbons has stepped out of the dugout and
he wants a pinch runner.
He wants a pinch runner. He's going to send Refsnyder in at third. So Rob Refsnyder comes in as a pinch runner for Pierce at third base. Refsnyder representing the tying run. Barney hits it on the ground. The infield was drawn in. Miller flips to Morrison. And now there are 2 outs.
Well, that runner's still at third base, and Ryan Goins is coming to the plate. That's Osuna Tepera.
Number 17.
One if they tie it, one if they take the lead. They bring Ryan Goins to the plate. He's been doing it all season long for them.
They did it again in the 5th inning with runners at second and third. Had a base hit to center of Chris Archer to drive in a run. He's 2 for 3. 48 RBIs, a new career high for Goins. No one has been more clutch for the Blue Jays than Goins. Bounced in the dirt, and Ramos just kind of got in the way of that ball. This is not textbook, but it's effective.
It was bounced so far out in front, you don't know if it's going to go high, if it's going to stay down low. Ryan is 1 for 3 in his career versus Colome.
Drive to right, but there is Souza, and that's the ball game. Goins hit it hard, but right to the right fielder. So Colome picks up the save. He makes a winner out of Chris Archer. For Colome, his save number 37 that leads the majors as the Rays win the opener of this 3-game series.
Blue Jays battle back. They make the most of their 7 hits. They get that tying run 90 feet away. They just can't cash them in. Yeah, it's been a tough road trip. They get swept in Chicago. They come here. They battle the Rays, and they fall just 1 run short. Got to strap it on quickly tomorrow.